Once again, a topic has garnered my interest and I'm inspired. This is how I write. This is how I build content. This is how I build material. And this is more of this is a Connecticut thing. Like anybody who ever sees this video, they're not from Connecticut, you're not really going to understand it. So I'm mainly speaking to a small demographic and mainly just like my people in Hartford, Connecticut, where I'm from. And but it's a deep psychosis going on, man. It's a deep psychosis, and the more I see it a lot, and a lot of times I make mention of it, but when I keep seeing like a certain negative pattern, I gotta call it out. Now I'm not calling out people, I'm just calling out the behavior. And it's like one thing beyond just Connecticut, beyond Connecticut rappers taking offense to what Tyler Qualley said in a 2-second clip. Yeah, fuck Connecticut, like real quick. Which to me it seemed facetious. Like I didn't see him as being serious, yo. You know what I mean? But one thing I noticed is that like we are the least forgiving to our own people, yo. We are the least forgiving to our own, man. We go harder at our own than any other group that does the same thing towards us, if not far worse. But we don't hear nothing about it. And then people can run the ignorance of, well, it's a different lane. It's Joe Rogan. He's a podcaster, so and he's not a rapper, so nobody would know. You know what I'm saying? The black community or hip hop community don't really know about homes like that, and that's just a crock of bullshit. Yo. That's bullshit. Because on my timeline, the most popular series right now is the Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix. It's the hottest shit. On my timeline, the most people that comment on Jeffrey Dahmer is black people. Game of Thrones, one of the greatest series of all time. The most people that comment on Game of Thrones on my timeline is black people. Stranger Things, one of the hottest new series out. The most people that comment on my timeline is black people. Marvel movies, comic books, video games. The most people that commented on my timeline is black people. And I got a wide variety of all types of people on my page. So you can't run this, it's not the same genre or black people don't care about it. Yo, black people care more about a lot of different shit than a lot of us give credit to. I think a lot of times we just conveniently pretend like we don't care, so our feet aren't held to the fire when we being hypocritical. I don't knock anybody that goes at Talib. You know, that's hip hop. Hip hop is, you know what I'm saying? People make fun of where you live, how you look, where you from, whatever. You come back and you diss. I get that. But why not have the same energy across the board? Tyler Qualley made one little comment, yeah, fuck Connecticut. And you could tell, because he was talking about he shitted on some place in New York or whatever. And then he said something about tri-state area. And he just, you could see the smile on his face. He's just being silly. But that's not even the point. But Joe Rogan got like clips upon clips upon clips, and not just dissing Connecticut, going into extensive detail. And a lot of people would argue that he has a lot of good points for why he's saying what he's saying. You don't hear no smoke from Holmes, man. The most popular podcaster in the world. No black people. You can't say, oh, because he's not a rapper. So just because somebody's not a rapper and they shit on your residents, but because they don't rap, you can't talk shit about them? And that's bullshit, because years ago, Dave Chappelle dissed Connecticut, and there was a lot of rap songs and vitriol against Dave Chappelle. A lot. No vitriol towards Joe Rogan. And Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan is really good friends, and they tour together. You can't say, oh, because he's white. Well, Dave Chappelle said some crazy shit. He said if the North Koreans bomb America, he just hoped that like Connecticut is the first place to get hit. But here's how little that Dave Chappelle thinks of Connecticut. When Dave Chappelle, after all them years, finally dropped a special, right? And he was saying that he bombed really bad, and he hoped that a bomb would drop on the city. The first time he wrote that joke and said that joke, he was talking about Connecticut. But he thinks so little of Connecticut that when it came to his first Netflix special, if I'm not mistaken, instead of saying he hopes that the Koreans drop a bomb on Connecticut, he says he hopes the Koreans drop a bomb on Detroit. So Dave thought so little of Connecticut that he originally made a joke bringing attention to Connecticut. But when it came to something on a national platform as Netflix, a national streaming platform, he changed his joke to him dissing Detroit. We don't hear nothing about that, though. Talib Kweli is a marginal rapper at best. I think he's a dope lyricist, dope MC. I think he's more of a social justice warrior at this point in his career. I think one of his flaws is he goes back and forth a little bit too much with just regular ass people online, but that's his prerogative. That's what some people do. Willie D does it. There's a lot of people that have a certain level of fame that do that. But my thing is like, yo, and I know like a lot of white folks, I can tell they get a little bit sensitive when I talk about this, but you know, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm not even talking to white people when it comes to this. This ain't about white folks at all. This is about the psychosis of my people and the hypocrisy of a lot of my people and just calling out the bullshit. And if some of you say, oh, you know what I mean, he's a rapper, so these rappers are going at rappers because, oh, it's disrespecting my state, whatever, and it can help my career. How the fuck is making a diss song towards Talib Kweli going to help your career, man? Dude is not that famous at all in comparison to Joe Rogan, $100 million Joe. And I'm not even saying this Joe. I like Joe. Like what he says, like one of my homies is saying I should take offense to what Joe Rogan said. I know I don't take offense. If you watch the last sentence that Joe said, he's like, I'm just fucking around. I'm just joking. If you take it that personal, if somebody's making fun of your state, you're stupid. We don't own this state. Black people don't own the state. Black people are a vast minority in the state, literally by the numbers. There ain't that many of us out here, and we claiming some shit that wouldn't even piss on us if he was on fucking fire. But we caping for this motherfucker and willing to trash another black brother. And if you watch a lot of Talib Kweli's material and content, he's a socially conscious motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? To me, that has black people's best interest in mind. As far as what I see, I could be wrong. I don't follow him to that extent. But you know, like the songs and the tracks that he put out just to get by, the blast. To say home a whack rapper, man, that shit is extremely disingenuous, man. You know, but maybe people coming at home as a testament. If people thought Tyler was like truly whack, maybe they wouldn't come at homes like that. But it's just such an imbalance. It's just such an imbalance with how my people are, like, and how we give white people way more leeway than other groups. Like, other groups can do the same thing towards black people that black people do towards black people, but we crucify our own more, and we ready to forgive our own more. That's why you have news reports of after Dylan Roof going into a church and just shooting up a whole bunch of innocent black people, and you had a faction of black folk, oh, we should just forgive him, turn the other cheek, blah, 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 this and that, whatever, you know what I mean? But then black people will just run up into the Roscoe's and take out P&B Rock with the Roscoe. And this ain't a what about black on black crime thing, but I think like, yo, our people need to stay more on code, man. Look at what we defended. We defended some shit that's not ours, man. Like I said, if you want to defend your city, you want to defend your state, I get that. But you willing to destroy another black person just over a silly opinion, over something that you don't own? But not give that same smoke to individuals that are far more famous, saying far worse things. And you can't run the excuse, oh, it's not the same art. It's not the same genre. He's white. You can't say that because I've already proven that black people like white shit. Black people like white music. Black people like white entertainment. Black people like white TV shows. Black people loving this Jeffrey Dahmer shit right now. I got so many jokes about this Jeffrey. And also, this coincides with the whole Jeffrey Dahmer thing. It's just another microcosm of how black people will give white people the benefit of the doubt and far more leeway than they give their own, man. I'll prove it to you. In the Jeffrey Dahmer series, in the first episode, right? You know, Jeffrey Dahmer is going into the club, creepy as hell, randomly buying black people jokes. He's clearly creepy. He's clearly skinny. Got zero game. You want to come to my house and we can take some folk. Creepy as shit. But he was able to bag black men left and right with that creepy ass, weak ass game. Now, mind you, Jeffrey Dahmer got all kinds of dead bodies inside of his house. His house clearly his house stinks, right? So if his house stinks, if you got a stinking house, like if you're a smoker and your house is smoky, your clothes are going to smell like smoke, period. Right? So if you got dead bodies, the aroma of dead bodies in your house, you gotta stink. There's no way you can't stink. So you mean to tell me none of them gay people could smell him when he was in the club with him? He had to smell funny. Like, not only did he look creepy, he smelled funny, he looked creepy, he had no game, but he was able to bag all those gay black men. And gay black men in the 80s, they're supposed to be more shrewd, more intelligent, witty, got a good fashion sense. A lot of them are clean about themselves. I'm talking about black gays. I ain't talking about black, I'm not talking about the bears and, the dusty ones. I'm talking about the black ones at black clubs. But he was able to like have all these flaws, but still able to bag all these men. He didn't get it because of his swag. He didn't get it because of how he smelled. He didn't get it because of his game. He got it because he's blue eyes and he's blonde hair. And that's a deep psychological problem with our people. We see the blue-eyed, skinny, tall, blonde hair, and we treat these motherfuckers like gods, and we give them a crazy amount of leeway. Let that have been a black man in those gay clubs in the 80s, right? Coming in there smelling funky, looking creepy and weird with no game and shit. Talking about, you want to come back? Man, they wouldn't get no fucking... Hell no, them gay men wouldn't give that dude a chance. They gave this motherfucker the chance because he's fucking white. Blonde hair and blue eyes. And I'm sorry to say, our worship of these motherfuckers is the reason why a lot of them people died, man. And that's sad, man. Because them same gay black men would not give a gay black man that chance that was that creepy and that goofy acting, yo. You that fucking horny that shit blinds you all logic and reason and blinds your taste? It's a microcosm. We hold a lot of these motherfuckers up in a high regard. That Jeffrey Dahmer shit, I'm trying to tell you, man. From the Jeffrey Dahmer shit, how they praise this motherfucker and how he was able to get so many of those black people so close to him, they praise him like a fucking god, man. And that shit is sad, B. That's how our people are Stockholm syndrome, man. This shit is Jim Crow, man. More Stockholm than anything. And Jim Crow too. We hold up these lighter people in such a high regard. There was a meme going around on Facebook a couple years ago. It was like 4 different people selling hot dogs. It was an Indian dude, a white guy, a Chinese guy, and a black guy. The Indian guy sold a hot dog for $5, and the black people were like, yes, buddy, that's a good deal. I won't buy it. And then the white guy selling a hot dog for $5. Yes, buddy, that's a good deal. You know, I'm gonna buy that shit. Yeah, dude, I'll buy it, dude. And the fucking Chinese guy, you know, selling a hot dog for $5. Yes, that's a good deal. We're going to buy it. You know what I'm saying? That's us imitating them and buying it and not complaining, not debating. The black person selling a hot dog for $2.50. Damn, man, why you selling this for $2.50, man? He's selling for half the price. It was same products. Damn, man, why you selling this shit for $2.50? We supposed to be brothers, man. What the fuck? Sell it to me for $1. Matter of fact, you should give me 2 for the 1, man. We supposed to be in a struggle. So we give our people double the shit. We give our people double the shit, even though we selling the shit for half the price. We give our people double the shit, even though we giving out half the product. Or half the price, you know, selling for half. You get what I'm trying to say. Black people do something small and our own black people will implode and destroy ourselves way more than a white person that does way worse shit. That's why motherfuckers like Vlad TV is millionaires, man. There's no way in fucking hell that a black person could move to Russia, imitate Russian culture, and only talk about Russian issues and Russian motherfuckers make that motherfucker rich. Show me the black version of Vlad TV. I'll wait. That's a problem, man. That's a problem. No disrespect to Vlad. No disrespect to Gary Owen. But it's just a certain motherfuckers in certain situations that can do the same shit that black people do on a lesser degree, but they get way more praise, man. And way more success. Jeffrey Dahmer, 0 game, dirty, stinking, creepy, able to bag black men, gay black men left and right. But I'm sure there's a gay black man that's kind of shy that go to these clubs and shit like that. And they, look at him. Like, you know, the same nigga, probably don't even stink, probably smell better than Jeffrey Dahmer. Same motherfucker. And they just look past him because he black. You would think some of these black men want Jeffrey Dahmer because they think he gonna help give them a light-skinned baby or some shit like that, man. That shit is crazy, man. But you know what, though? I call this setup because, like, and I know some people probably gonna spin it. They're gonna try to attack me as if I'm attacking you. I'm not attacking black people, yo. No, I got love for my black people. I'm attacking the psychosis. I'm attacking the mindset and the mentality. The mentality has to be stripped. You can make fun of me, you can diss me, you can say all kinds of shit about my looks or whatever, my character, anything. You can say it, but that don't change the fact that what I'm saying is true, yo. And a lot of people do things and they don't realize that what shit is that they're doing. And we need to stop doing that shit. We should stay on code. We shouldn't, like, we are literally, It's a group of black individuals defending a white state from a side comment that a black person made. We are caping for a white state. And it's nothing. I got no problem with that. But if we gonna give Talib Kweli that type of smoke for the small little slight comment he made, what about all these other white motherfuckers that made shit that talk shit about Connecticut? Joe Rogan, namely. You can't say you don't know who he is. You can't say, oh, because he's white. You can't say, oh, because he's a different genre. I already proved it with Stranger Things. I already proved it with the Jeffrey Dahmer series. I already proved it with the Marvel movies. I already proved it with the video games. Fucking the Tiger, when the Tiger King was out, nothing but black people, and that's the most whitest shit ever. Nothing but black people was talking about that. My nephew loved Duck Dynasty. He's a black man. Or a black young man, you know. Yet when it comes to standing up for social issues and calling out hypocrisy, then we conveniently say, oh, that's some white shit. I don't know about white shit. I don't know about white shit. I don't know. Jeffrey Dahmer would not be the most popular series on Netflix if we didn't know about and didn't care about white shit. It's just sad, man. And you don't see other groups really, like, you see other groups attack their own rather, but not to the extreme that we do. Like, we really try to kill and destroy our own, man. George Zimmerman still walking around, man. Like Jay Electronica, George Zimmerman still walking around, huh? That motherfucker, as long as he's alive, George Zimmerman should have jokes and be getting roasted for the rest of his life. Nobody talks about him, so. And that's just one example. Dylan Roof, there's no more jokes about Dylan Roof. He did some of the most heinous shit towards black people I've ever heard of. This motherfucker went into a black church, I think in South Carolina, prayed with a bunch of black people, went back outside to his vehicle, whatever, got his weapon and went in and just killed 9 people. And we don't really hear nothing about that. Not to this extreme, no diss track. And then to me, it's like, okay, rappers are not only limited to making songs and dissing rappers. We need to start using the power of this pen and dissing some of these motherfucking race soldiers, man. Put the pen to the paper and start coming at them. I'm not saying go out and be violent, but the same energy and creativity that we use to destroy our own, who haven't even really done anything. Where's the diss track dissing George Zimmerman, yo? Where's the diss track dissing Dylan Roof? Where's the diss track dissing that Pintaro dude? Where's the diss track dissing the dude that killed George Floyd, yo? Where is the diss track of the dudes that shot Breonna Taylor, yo? Where's the diss tracks of the motherfuckers that killed oh my God, Sandra Bland? Where's the diss track of the motherfuckers that killed Eric Garner? I could keep going, yo. Where's the diss track? I didn't see one diss track of the motherfucker that killed of George Zimmerman killing Trayvon Martin. I hear mentions, but where's the whole diss track, yo? And I get it, like some black folks, some young rappers, they think, oh shit, Talib Kweli dissed us, we on the map. So this is my chance to make a diss song towards him. Dissing Talib Kweli, yeah, yo, you know what, dude, if anything, Talib did Connecticut a favor because Connecticut is in between New York and Boston, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we do get overlooked. So the fact that he brought attention to us, man, spotlight on Connecticut, now's your opportunity. Yo, oh, you want to just make a bullshit diss track to Holmes? Or you gonna just make some fire, creative, dope-ass shit to make him eat his words? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? At first, this is my Talib Kweli impersonation. At first, I was kind of like this. I said what I said against Connecticut, but you know what? I will be remiss. I have to walk all that back because, you know, I really started listening to their music between Bridgeport, New Haven, and Connecticut, and I realized these guys, you know, they got some real spitters out there. You know, I wasn't even really paying attention. You know, I was saying it from an ignorant perspective. You know, he got a lisp and a high nasally voice. But, you know, I was coming from a real ignorant perspective. But now I realized, you know, You know, they really do got some spitters out there, man. I take everything back I said. You drop some, Connecticut people, man, you drop some hard tracks and not just really dissing him, but just showing how dope he is. This is an opportunity. Oh, you could run a clip. Talib said, fuck Connecticut. Oh, fuck Connecticut. But this is how we do. Bang, bang, bang. Don't even come at home. Just attack home with your skills and your ability. And stay on code, yo. He didn't wish death to Connecticut. He didn't, you know what I'm saying, come at nobody's family or nothing like that. People just, he's a conscious rapper. This shit is crazy to me. All these mumble rappers and syrup sipping niggas and motherfuckers saying all this negativity. I mean, in this art, people gonna do their art how they do their art, but it's a lot of more negative motherfuckers that influence a lot of our youth to do a lot of negative things with their music. And yes, you do have some rappers that go at them on a small level, but it needs to be more of that, man. We attacking the wrong one, man. We attacking someone. We attacking a rapper, and when I say we, I just mean black hip hop artists of Connecticut. We attacking somebody that actually is good for hip hop. That's actually positive for this shit, man. You know. I'm seeing more vitriol towards Talib Kweli than Tekashi. Now Tekashi got a lot of smoke. Don't he get a lot of smoke. Don't get it twisted. But this shit is, the psychosis is crazy, yo. The psychosis is crazy. There's no reason why Vlad TV should be as successful as he is. I think that Gary Owen is funny, but there's no reason why he should be as successful as he is. There's no black version of Gary Owen, like a black comedian that mainly does white-like material in front of white artists. And people could say Dave, but Dave is well-rounded and well-balanced, and Dave is not a hack. Dave is nothing hacky about with Dave, in my opinion. And I'm not saying Gary Owen is hack, but that whole, I love the chocolate. That's hacky shit. I love the chocolate, man. Listen. I was dating me white girl. And I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know. I was trying to comb my son hair. That shit nappy as shit, man. God damn. You gotta put perm in his fucking hair. Like, that's insulting, man. But I see the art and the beauty of it. Me saying this will probably get me canceled in some ways in the industry, but it's something I would say to Gary's face, yo. You know what I'm saying? You are fortunate to be in the position that you are in, because there's no black version of you. There's none of us that can go into a white community and just cater only to white people exclusively. I mean, yeah, you probably say Candace Owens and Brian Gumble, like those extreme versions. But I'm talking about just on a basic entertainment level. Not as successful as they are. Okay, maybe say Darius Rucker. But I just see him just as a suburban guy. You know what I mean? I don't see him saying hacky shit. Love me some white girls. They like, yeah, it's a lot of those black guys going to those white spaces. Yeah, you got some YouTubers that praise different races, like races and stuff like that. Black YouTubers, you know, small level. Like Minister Jap is notorious for that shit. But there's a method to its madness. And I see a lot of that shit as hyperbole, but that's a whole nother topic or whatever. But besides that, I want to straight off topic, yo, black people, yo, we need to really stay on code, yo. Stop destroying our own and caping for some shit that's not ours, yo. Caping for some shit that's white. Connecticut is white, and we caping for this shit. Trying to destroy a black man over something that he just said in passing real quick, that he was being facetious, if you watch the whole clip, and we caping for that motherfucker, yo. Connecticut, that is. And just trying to destroy it. That's our problem, man. That's the problem with our community, man. We just so ready. We so ready to just pounce on our own, yo. And we feel disrespected in a space that we shouldn't even care. This ain't ours, yo. This is not. We just happen to live here. We happen to be born here. And if we gonna have this vitriol towards black people that say small things towards where we live, we should have 10 times the vitriol towards other groups, white folks namely, that have said 10 times things worse, man. Don't shoot me, shoot the messenger. I'm not the one that did this shit. Y'all do it. This is not a career come up. making diss tracks about George Zimmerman, making diss tracks about much greater vocal racists, to me would be far more helpful to your career. But see, a lot of psychologically too, a lot of us, we fear white people. We fear the dominant society. We fear massa. And this is how it's going to be until we just collectively wake up, man. I'm not saying I'm the most woke motherfucker in the world or none of that shit. I'm not saying that. But you'll never see me like publicly bash black artists and black comedians. Yes. In the past, I've made jokes about Kobe Bryant being a snitch. I make jokes about all types of groups, but I never just shit on people and wish them failure and constantly just put them down, Like, nah, man, I make jokes. I make jokes about myself. That's different. I make humor about myself. That's different. But you gotta have the same smoke for everybody across the board that does that against us, man. We need to stay on code, stop giving like white people so much leeway. I know I keep repeating it, but it's important. Jeffrey Dahmer shouldn't have been that successful getting all those gay men. He shouldn't have been a stinking, creepy, dirty white dude. But because he got blonde hair and blue eyes, we fucking, a lot of our gay brothers worship that motherfucker and got caught up because of it. Vlad TV shouldn't be as successful as he is. But, you know, a lot of people, they see this opportunity because so many black people watch that shit and they think it's an opportunity to be a shot in their arm for their career. And it could be, but like, yo, to me, Joe Budden should be way bigger than Vlad TV. Adam 22 and fucking Vlad TV should not be bigger than Joe Budden now. That's our fault, man. At least not with the black community. There's more white folks in America than black, so I get it. But I mean, at least amongst the black community, I don't follow Vlad TV. I've been unfollowed that shit. I think I hop in on Adam 22 every now and again, but I like porn, so you know what I'm saying, every now and again he might have a porn star or some shit like that. But I don't really follow that shit. Andrew Schultz is cool, but a brilliant idiot shit like that, I don't follow that shit. If it's a white artist, you know what I'm saying, that capitalizes off of black people to a high degree, I never follow them type of motherfuckers. Never. It's no disrespect. I'm just staying on code when it comes to that type of shit. I think more of us should do that. More of us should do that. We pay top dollar for Marc Jacobs and Fendi and Louis Vuitton and all that. But when it comes to like a black-owned business that sells the stuff for a quarter of the price, but the same quality, we give our people a hard time. We want the free. We want the hookup. I produce comedy shows. You know how many black folks, yo, let me just get it for free, yo. Like, damn, I'm just getting started up. In certain communities, I heard in a Jewish community, when a Jewish person starts a business, like a bagel shop or something like that, and like say the bagel's like $2, his fellow Jewish people, they'll come through and give him $4 for the bagel. They pay $2 for the bagel and $2 towards the business as a bonus. We do the opposite. We charge $1 for a bagel and motherfuckers want $2 for 50 cents. That's problematic, man. And that needs to stop. Gotta call it out. I'm being respectful. I'm not dissing nobody. I'm not putting down nobody. Like I said, a lot of people do the things that they do and they don't even realize that what it is that they're doing. So it's going to take some individuals to just call it out, man. It's going to take some people to call it out. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't change the whole, I can't change the whole world. But hopefully, like, if one person see this video, right, and they realize, oh shit, I didn't even realize I was doing this shit. And I can get that individual to rethink what they're doing and kind of approach things a little bit differently. My job is done. I changed the world. You don't got to change everybody to change the world. All you got to do is convince one person. And if you influence one person about themselves and they start doing differently, you help change the world, because we all comprise the world. One individual doing better makes the world better, you know? And that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not shitting on Connecticut artists or anything like that. I'm not shitting on people black people in Connecticut. I'm just saying, there's a psychosis and there's a Stockholm syndrome. We don't stand on code and we're ready to pounce on our own and we're ready to destroy our own for like small shit when other groups do way worse shit and we say nothing. We say something like one little time and just keep that shit moving, man. That shit is crazy, man. That's insane. And until we learn how to stay on code as a collective and go beyond this, we always gonna be behind, man. And this is no disrespect to white people. The white folks, with no disrespect, this conversation ain't. This is not to y'all. Yes, this is a public forum, but I am addressing a specific demographic and group, and it's a specific psychosis that you can't really get. I hate saying, oh, I don't even hate saying, but it's like it's a black thing. You understand? That's cliche. But that's just what it is. It's just like, I got all kinds of friends on my page, but if a bunch of women was talking about having periods and the struggles of the period and menstruating and everything, I may have some ideas that I think may help them, but it's not in my place to interject. Even though it's a public conversation, it's not in my place to interject and talk about some shit that I have no experience about. So sometimes white folks, y'all gotta just stay the fuck back and just let black people talk, even if it's in a public forum. Just because people are talking and it's public and you can hear it does not mean you always have to interject yourself into that situation. Sometimes you need to stay on the sidelines and let people just handle shit amongst themselves, you know, even though it's in a public forum. Because plenty of times I see a certain conversation, oh, hey, listen, that's not my expertise and that's not who I am. I'm gonna fall back. But that's the God complex that a lot of white folks have. They feel like they have a right to interject into any situation, regardless of the demographics, regardless of the topics, and it has nothing to do with them. They always like, no, you don't know. You don't always have to give your 2 cents. Sometimes you can stay out, even if you can hear the conversation. Sometimes you need to stay out of that shit, man, and just let us work this shit out amongst ourselves, even though it's in a public forum. Ain't no disrespect to this to y'all. Ain't no disrespect to this to black people. I'm just being objective, man. Shit got to change. And more of my black people, that I got a lot of intelligent people on my friends list that never call this type of stuff out. It's like I'm the only one that calls it out. Motherfuckers hit me up behind the scenes and they thumbs me up. Yo, you doing a good job. But none of y'all support me publicly. That's problematic too. Share my shit. Share my ideas, man. Support my shit. You believe this shit, so say it too. You know? Leave me high and dry like I'm the only person that thinks this, or I'm the only individual that's thinking this and that can see the hypocrisy. Nah, y'all gotta start talking about this shit too, man. Just leaving it on individuals. That's the thing. We always prop up certain black individuals as leaders and just let them get destroyed. When if we all came together collectively and started shouting and staying on code or whatever, we would be a lot stronger. If you got one pencil, I forget, it was from some movie. If you got one pencil, it's easy to break. But if you got a whole handful of pencils, it's harder to break that shit. You know? The black community was in disarray when Malcolm X and Dr. King got assassinated because that was just a leader and there was nobody else. It should have been a collective. It shouldn't have been just one individual. You cut the head off of a snake. You know what I mean? The snake is done. But if that snake got like 50, 60, 70, 80 heads, it's harder to destroy that, you know? We need to have that mindset and that mentality, yo. But I said what I got to say. I see my clients pulling up and I holler at y'all. Hashtag everybody need more green. Peace.